You know, part of this is my own fault. I'm so pissed off. But it's all my fault. It's just all my fault. I was so anxious to read these books, and I was enjoying these books so much that I couldn't wait. So it is my fault. But it is Amazon's fault too. Because usually Amazon is lickety-splickety in their deliveries. And it was supposed to be delivered the next day. So I was prepared to read the book next day. But the book did not arrive the next day. In fact, it's both books. And now I'm wondering, why did I purchase these books? Why did I spend money on these books when I ended up doing the Kindle anyway? So now you spend money twice. Yee! But I enjoyed the books. So I wanted to read the books. I'm a binge person. I like to go from book to book to book to book. So that's what I did. I went from book to book to book. So now when you tell me my delivery won't be till Sunday, when I've 100% completed this series. But anyways, welcome to the D. Louise book series. I'm Christina, K-R-I-S-T-I-N-A. Please hit the like and subscribe. I could really use the likes. Other channels beg and plead and beg. I forget. So, we're going to have to do pictures. Alright, so, we started with A Stitch in Time. And then we had, Ball Gowns and Butterflies. Then we had A Twist of Fate. Then we had Snowstorms and Sleigh Bells. Then we had A Turn of the Tide. Then we had Ghosts and Garland. And we finished with A Castle in the Air, which, A Turn of the Tide and Castle in the Air will not arrive till next week. I need the book now. So, I had to get out my little device here. And you know I hate using this thing because I'm not good at the scrolling and the scrolling and the scrolling. But you gotta admit this stupid thing comes in handy. It even works in a bunch of blankets and comforters. So anyways, this is Portia's book. It's a little longer than all the previous books. And I've asked Miss Armstrong. I have not received a reply as of yet. So we'll see what happens. But I did get a reply. Well, I didn't get a reply. I got a letter from Julie McQuinn, my Ripples in Time lady. She's going to have 2 books coming out. Yay! One's a new series, but one is the other one. Yay! Because we want the other one yesterday. We wanted it last year. So, this is Castle in the Air, book 4, and, this is Portia's book. Now, Bronwyn and William had a couple of books, and, Rosalind and August had a couple of books. And Portia only gets one, so I've asked Miss Armstrong. Portia needs a book. She needs a book, and she needs a book now, because I want to read the book. I'm not finished. I want more. So this is Portia's book. And everybody else went forward in time. But Rosalind went forward in time too. But, the one sister, Miranda, went backwards in time. Well, apparently, Portia also went backwards in time. Well, actually, Miranda and Nicholas, right? I got the couple right. They encountered a ghost in a museum, a couple of books in the, Ghosts and Garlands. And, they promised him that he was killed trying to obtain an object for his mom so he could sell it so he could give her the money to survive. And he was killed. And so Miranda and Nicholas promise him that while they can't get the clock or anything like that, they can give his mother money. So they do go back in time because they meet him in the museum in the present day. They do go back in time and to give the mother the money, but then when they get there, they discover that the mother was the landowner changed hands. And when the new landowner took over, he evicted her. The old landowner didn't know, and he should have. And the lady should have told him what was going on. I don't know why. Oh, wait a minute. He wasn't in town. That was it. He wasn't in town. So, yes, ma'am. So, when they get there, she's not there. In the meantime, Portia decides that she's going to go back and help Miranda and Nicholas in their quest. So she goes back in time and she meets Ben. And she's got her proper clothing, she's got money, she's got her story going, what she's gonna say and what she's gonna do. 2 weeks ago, Miranda and Nicholas leap through the stitch to fulfill a promise made at Christmas. The sight runs in our family, and while my own experience with it is complicated, Miranda sees and communicates with the dead, and she promised a young man's tormented soul that she would help his family to do that. Nicholas and Miranda had to go to the 18th century. Before they left, we learned everything we could about the historical period and the young man's story, because this was no ordinary young man. He had been a highwayman who had been murdered by Scarlet Jack, a vigilante posing as a fellow highwayman. So, and it turns out that someone else killed Colin, not Scarlet Jack, but that's a whole nother. We could actually do another one of those. Maybe someone meets up with Scarlet Jack. But Miss Armstrong, it sounds like she's just leaving it here. And I need to look at Rip Through Time. I need to figure out, I must have missed something in that series. So now that I've got the books, I'm going to go through it real quickly. So she goes to the town. She goes to the inn. She wants to catch a coach to where Colin is to follow her sister. And when she gets to the inn, they tell her that the coach has already left. And there won't be another one for 3 or 4 days. They're not an active route. So while she's there, this other lady overhears her conversation and offers her a ride to where she wants to go, because they're going in that direction anyway. And it isn't until Portia gets in the carriage that it becomes apparent that the woman was trying to matchmake her with her son. And Portia wants no part of it. And the son, due to conversation about stuff, he makes the assumption that Portia is a lady of the evening. And he tries to do stuff, and she throws him off. And on their route home, they get hit up by highwaymen. But these are not your real professional highwaymen. These are maybe your, what's a good word? Apprentice? Or pretenders? And it turns out that they are Ben and Jude. I think it's Ravens. I forget what the last name. Rosenfeld. I am terrible, absolutely terrible with names. Oh, Ravensford. That's it. The Earl of Ravensford and his brother Jude. And apparently, unknowns to him, his father had a lot of debt. And the people that he had debt to maneuvered things to benefit them. And once the guy died, they came, you need to pay up now or we're taking over your estate. And that's how Benedict lost some of the land, and that's why the tenants got evicted. So he went to London to earn a few dollars to help pay for the estate. But because the estate was in financial ruin, he had to let some of the servants go. And some of the servants went to work for the enemy. And one of those servants, we later discover, was murdered by that new family. But we don't find this out till later. So Miranda is taken by Ben and Jude, and they wear masks over their face, but they eventually take them off, and she's nursing Jude because he got shot. Oh, no, stabbed. He got stabbed. And so then they eventually go back to the estate. She eventually figures out who they are, or they reveal who they are because she's not from this time period. And she thinks he's the evil guy of a victim, the lady, Colin's parents. But he explains to her about the debt and about the new owner evicting everybody he didn't know. So he's trying to raise money to fix the estate. And the best way and the quickest way to raise money to fix the estate is to marry during this time period. He wants to marry a rich young lady who just wants the title and will bring him the funds to fix the place. Then, of course, we discover that the mansion is haunted. Portia gets attacked several times, physically, leaving marks on her body. So they know that her story is real. And other people have left because they have felt the ghost presence too. Now, Portia has a little bit of the sight, but not as much sight as Miranda does. So she can talk to ghosts, but she can't see them. So she has this violent encounter with the ghost, and at one point her and Ben end up down a well, or a hole in the floor anyway, and it's because the ghost pushed them. So they eventually get out, and their romance starts to blossom. We have some character angst, but Portia keeps telling him no, she won't marry him. She has certain criteria for marriage, and her last criteria, which she holds back on for a while, is that there must be love. Because right now, all Benedict wants is money. But marrying Portia doesn't get him money. So he has to marry the local. So they have a ball. His aunt can't give him the money to save his estate the way it's entailed. But she can give money to his heirs. So as soon as he gets a kid, the aunt can give them the money. And Portia's thinking, well, they've done this with other people during their time stitches. They've grabbed materials from this time period, did the time jump to the future, and sold the item in the future in its really good original mint condition. And they're making some money that way. So at first they think the ghost is Portia. Not Portia. Pansy, the maid, one of the servants that went to work for the enemy. But they later discover it's not. But that's not until Miranda is attacked and almost buried alive. And there's a lot of stuff in this. It jumps at that point. We are told in an offstage moment. Up until that point, the story is on stage. Portia is on stage the whole book. When we get to that point and she's locked in the box, your next paragraph is told from all of a sudden she's free and she's in her own century. And you find out later from Miranda and Nicholas that they found her unconscious and brought her back. So that whole, we're told that's off stage. It happened while she was asleep and not aware. So that's what happened there. And that was kind of annoying that whole thing took place off stage. That kind of shortened the book quite a bit. And then, of course, Portia decides she in the middle of the night after Miranda, I think Miranda and Nicholas go back. Yeah, they go back. To try and fix things, because Portia was having trouble doing the time travel thing. It just wasn't working for her. But then Ben goes to the Thorn house because he's figured out that's where she went. He thought she just left. And she thought he didn't care. But they had just finished their lovemaking. And before he could go follow after her, he had to get dressed. And because he had to get dressed, he missed her kidnapping. So he goes into the Thorns house, and I guess he's searching, and he ends up going through the stitch and ends up in her century because he's looking for her. His heart's desire is to see her. So, that happens. And he brings the dog with him. The dog that Portia adopted while she was in his time period. So I wanted them to spend a little more time in her time period. She showed him the newspaper to show him the date and stuff like that. I would have liked a little more of him in her time period and experiencing her time period. That's why I was hoping. I wrote to Miss Armstrong, I'm pretty sure I'm going to get a negative on the no side that the series is finished where it stands. But I would like to see more. Everybody else had a Christmas book. It would be nice for Benedict and Portia to get their Christmas book, even if it's an e-novella, to catch up with the family. Maybe have the kids do some time jumps as adults. It would be nice to see, but they go back to his time period, to Benedict's time period, and they have an encounter with one of the women, Miss Carlton, the daughter of the enemy, and she tries to chase Portia off. They've told everybody at this juncture that she is Benedict's mistress, so the word is spreading, and he thinks it's a good idea to let everybody know so that when he does find a wife just for money, she's not going to expect him to need her for all his services just to produce an heir thing. And Miss Carlton has little devious motives. Her eldest brother has gone to America, so we're told, and her middle brother has determined he wants to be a priest. However, he is extremely evil. It is later divulged that he is very, very evil. So they go back in time, and they end up back at the castle, and Miranda and Nicholas are there, and they're hanging out with Jude, and no one has really explained to Jude what's going on and all this stuff about time travel. And Portia offers William a chance to stay in her time period, and let Jude be the new heir, like one of the other books, maybe Lucy or Penny, the ones I just read, one of them did that. One of them set the sibling up as the new heir. I forget which one did it, but one of those did. That was the solution, so he could spend more time in the future. I think he ended up not needing that though. So then they explain everything to Jude and Miranda. After talking with Portia, they go to see the ghost and figure out what's going on with the ghost. And that's where you get your twisty turns, your plot revelations on who the ghost really is, who Scarlet Jack is, what's going on with that, what's going on with the other highwaymen. It's all laid out, and then the book just ends, and you're like, I want more. I want more. I want more. Do you want more? Do you want more? We all want more. So anyways, like I said, thanks to Amazon. There's no book to hold up. I'm really disappointed. Now when they come, they're going on the shelves because I've already read them. That's so disappointing. Someone suggested that for financial gain, you should partnership with a publisher at Amazon or something like that. Like anybody would want to partner with me. I don't even have 1,000 viewers yet. So if you could hurry up and pass the word along and get me some subscribers. Like, that'll work. But anyways, I if you stayed this long, thank you. To all my pals out there. Let's see, I'm missing one. Where's the other one? I don't know where it went. Leaf Sonata, thank you. Selena, thank you. Z-Book, thank you. And Trudy, thank you for your daily support. I know I need to go look at this other book. I'm trying to decide if I'm going to read it or not. The fourth book in the series is going to be the last book in the series because the publisher told the author. And I'm like, well, then why should I read the fourth book? Why should I get more invested in the series? But then again, this was like a 5-book series. I don't know. We'll see what happens. I still got 2 more over that I want to look at. Oh, have a good day.